Hello and welcome back to London Cycle Routes. Today I'm going to show you how to cycle from Kings Cross Station in North London to Peckham in South London. And we're going to do this all on quiet streets and protected bike lanes. It takes about 40 minutes, and if I bring up a page on City Mapper here, you can see it actually takes probably around an hour to do it by public transport. So hopefully we can save some time as well. So we start right outside King's Cross Station. Now wheel your bike over to St Pancras and then go through the station to the other side. Some people might already know this, but if you don't know the area too well, it's probably worth showing you. There's actually a really nice protected bike lane on the other side of St Pancras Station, and this is how you get to it from King's Cross. It's really simple. And you can just get on your bike here, and yeah, there you are. So that's St Pancras Station to your left, and the British Library to your right, and you're on Midland Road, if that helps you orientate yourself. And we're basically just going straight southbound here on a protected cycle lane. And we're overtaking all these cars, which is really nice. And you just wait here at the Euston Road for the green light. And we cross it. There's quite a lot of people out on bikes today, actually, even though it's pretty wet. This little street we're on is called Judd Street, and it's no entry for cars at one end, so you won't find very much traffic on it. If you've watched any of the other videos, this is actually a pretty similar route to the one that you might take to Brixton or even Westminster to start with. But here we turn left, obviously watching out for pedestrians and stuff. And we're on Tavistock Place, and you basically just go straight on. This bit isn't a protected cycle lane, but it's generally a pretty quiet street. But at the same time, do watch out for cars and stuff like that. It's a pretty quiet day today, though. And we're coming up here up to Gray's Inn Road, and you don't turn left here, you don't turn right, you just go straight on, and that's another bike-only entrance there, and that's onto Hampton Street. This is a really popular cut through with cyclists, and you just go to the end of this cycle path and turn right. We're running parallel to Gray's Inn Road here, and yeah, Camden Council says they're going to put cycle tracks on Gray's Inn Road, so one day maybe you'll be able to go straight down it, but for now it's best to take the residential streets. There are sort of bike symbols to help you find your way. If you turn left there, by the way, that goes towards Islington. And if you go right, that's towards sort of central London, Tottenham Court Road, but we're going straight on, which takes us towards Farringdon. This street's called Phoenix Place, and it's usually pretty quiet, but at the moment there's actually quite a major building site going on the side, so do keep an eye out for construction vehicles. But other than that, you're not really likely to meet any traffic on this street, and you just keep going straight until you get to the end of it. It's a really simple route. And we're now on a protected cycle lane, and we wait at the lights to turn right. And across we go. So we're now on Farringdon Street. This is a really, really long and actually quite good segregated cycle lane. It goes all the way from pretty much here in Farringdon all the way to Blackfriars Bridge, and then it goes over Blackfriars Bridge and all the way down Blackfriars Road, all the way to Elephant and Castle. So yeah, this is a huge north-south route. It's probably the best one in London. It's slightly east of centre, so yeah, there are different ways to get around if you want to go through the middle, or if you're on the west side of town, or the West End as they call it. But yeah, for us this is absolutely perfect because this is the way we want to go. This is probably a good time to say, if you're enjoying this video, if you're finding it useful, then please do like it on YouTube, because it really does help other people find it, and subscribe to the channel, because that also does the same thing. So now this is quite a weird design, because you might notice that there were sort of cycle lanes on both sides of the road, and we've kind of merged to sort of a joint bi-directional cycle lane on one side of the road. So that's kind of one of the weird reasons to cross there. But make sure you do watch out for the lights, because you don't want to whiz straight across it into traffic, which would obviously be probably a bad idea. And you can see we're getting to the Blackfriars Junction here. That skyscraper looming in the distance is called 1 Blackfriars. By the way, if you'd wanted to go to Westminster, you would have turned right there, but we don't. We're going straight on through these security barriers, which are an anti-terror measure, and we're going on to Blackfriars Bridge, which has a very nice view. You should always have a look. Unfortunately, you can't on this video because the camera faces straight forward. But yeah, when you go there in person, make sure you have a look. And out onto Blackfriars Road, pretty much heading straight down all the way to Elephant and Castle. One thing about this route, it's only a small thing, but there are quite a lot of traffic lights on it that you really should stop at. That can slow you down a bit. It can sometimes be a bit frustrating if you hit them at the wrong time, but you know. And coming up on the right here is Southwark Tube Station. On the Jubilee line, just to help you get your bearings a bit as to where we are in London. As you can tell, we're making pretty quick progress. We are heading south at a rate of knots. But yeah, it really is just straight to Elephant. If that's boring, if it sounds boring, it's not actually. It's actually quite unusual to be able to do that on a road in London and not have to worry about cars, just going straight pretty much. And I really enjoy running down here. It also happens to be really useful. So here we're coming up to St George's Circus. This is kind of like a roundabout, but it's protected. Make sure you watch for the lights and then turn right here onto Lambeth Road. TfL parks buses on this street. They're usually stationary, but occasionally one of them will move, so do keep an eye out for them. Bus drivers are usually pretty attentive, so it shouldn't be a problem. And then turn left onto this continuation of the cycle track down St George's Road. You can sort of see from the strata in the background that we're heading towards Elephant, but we're not going to go on the big roundabout, don't worry. We're going to turn off before we get there. Elephant's actually a really good hub in South London. There's like loads of different spokes of routes coming off it. It's kind of like a transport hub for bikes as well. But yeah, turn right here onto Elliot Row and follow the little blue signs for CS7. And I apologise in advance about the surface, which really needs to be redone. You can see the camera is absolutely bouncing all over the place here. And then turn left again following the blue and right into St Mary's Churchyard Row past these bollards. These streets here are sort of car free. But then when you get to this section of lights, you stop following the blue CS and just go straight across onto this street. And this is actually a pretty nifty shortcut. I use the same shortcut when I'm heading towards Brixton as well, but it really works when you're going towards Peckham. Just sort of weave through these back streets following the little cycle symbols, but then turn right at the drop curve onto this estate. It's called Canterbury Place. And obviously my usual caveat, make sure you're really careful and sort of give everyone a wide berth when you cycle in pedestrian areas, don't upset anyone. And yeah, just sort of go through here. I think there's actually a bit of building going on at the moment. There isn't usually, but yeah, weave past the vehicles if there are any, and then at the end of this street, we get back on the street and we turn left on Penton Place. And we keep going straight here, and you can see there's planters on the left blocking off the roads and bollards as well. That means this area, there's some more there, that means this area has actually been filtered. It's what they call a low traffic neighbourhood, so there won't be too many cars, so there won't be any through traffic around, it's just residents who can drive around. And then here on Manor Place, turn left again, and it's a similar story here. It's a very quiet street because most of the traffic has been filtered out. And then when you get to the end of Manor Place, you'll be at Walworth Road. So yeah, you can see you've got pretty far already. And there's a street in front of you which has been filtered, and go through that filter. So yeah, you're now on a street with no through traffic. Look at this is quite lovely. There's someone's put out a sort of a little parklet. And yeah, you can just sort of continue down here. Relatively quiet street. You've only got like a bin lorry to worry about. And then when you get to the end of Browning Street, turn right onto Brandon Street, which is actually a quiet way. That's a TfL designated route, and you can see there's a lot of people riding bikes on this road, considering it otherwise looks like a pretty ordinary street. And the reason is because it's had most of its traffic taken out. It's a low traffic neighbourhood, and there's bike symbols for you to follow, sort of help with the wayfinding. And yeah, just enjoy riding along it. It's pretty easy. I mean, it's not the best surface, but yeah, you won't run into too much traffic. Then at the end, go into this protected lane, and then you've got a choice. Oh, by the way, I love this guy carrying his cardboard on the back. That's what we like to see. And then go right, take the right hand lane following C17. Then that'll take you across, but then instead of following this through, turn left into Burgess Park. And yeah, you're in Burgess Park. This is a lovely little place to ride. These paths are shared with pedestrians though, so you know, watch out. And then turn left here and keep going. I don't know if you know Burgess Park, but it's quite long and thin, and you're now going kind of east along it. You basically just want to go to the end of it. There's a little underpass there. Obviously make sure when you go down there that you're not going too quickly and you're not going to bowl into anyone. But yeah, mostly you just keep going straight. There's a really interesting thing coming up here. There's a bridge above us that doesn't actually go anywhere. It's kind of a bridge to nowhere. You can see it there, it's red. The reason that's there is because this used to be the route of a canal. It was the Camberwell Basin, which was kind of a spur off the old Surrey Canal, which we're actually going to be seeing in a minute. But yeah, you really just keep going straight through and enjoy the park. Don't ride too fast. And we've seen the guy with the cardboard on his back again. I like this, utility cycling. That's what I want to see more of. And yeah, you come to a crossing at the end of the park. And yeah, wait for the lights. And go straight across. And then you're in Surrey Canal Linear Park, this is called, I think. But you want to turn right straight away. And yeah, you're onto the Surrey Canal path. If you know Peckham at all, you'll know that we're pretty close. By the way, you won't normally see vehicles on here. That one there is tree surgeons who are doing something to a tree, so we can let that slide. But yeah, we're now going on the route of the old Surrey Canal, which has been converted into a footpath. And you'll see there's loads of road bridges here. These all used to go over a canal, and we're in the old canal, which I think is fascinating. But there you go. And yeah, again, this is shared with pedestrians, so don't ride too aggressively or anything like that. But there are a lot of people on bikes here, so they should be used to it. There are a lot of people on bikes here because it's a great way to get to Peckham. Yeah, it's almost funny to think about sort of an alternate history where this canal wasn't pulled up. It would probably have luxury flats all the way along it. I don't think it's actually... I mean, canals are nice, but it's pretty nice as a bike path as well, isn't it? Right, so we're actually pretty much there. That's Peckham Library looming up there on the left. If you want to go further into Peckham, they've actually pedestrianised Rye Lane now, so you can keep going straight across the road here. But this is the route we've taken, and yeah, it's a pretty direct one. It's certainly faster than getting the bus. Anyway, if you found this video useful, yeah, please do like it on YouTube and subscribe to the channel, because it really does help other people find it. Thanks very much.